Hello, online crew. Let's talk about finding your voice on social media. How do you do that? Well, I'm intrigued. First and foremost, do you think you have your own voice on social media? For those of you that are building a business online, how are you showing up on social media? Do you feel like you have your own voice? Do you feel like you're finding your own voice? Do you feel like you're developing your own voice, or you've got no idea whatsoever? So this is what I want to talk about today, because this is so important for those of you that are in a home-based business and you are selling the same things as everyone else. You are in a company with tens of thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of people selling the same thing. So what's really important when we come onto social media is we're in a relationship business. You hopefully know that is it's a human connection thing. It's people connecting with you, and there's only one you. But what's really important for you to understand is how you find your own voice and the do's and don'ts around that. And this is really, the essence of branding yourself on social media, which is what I want to talk about today, and just share with some of you that are newer to this in finding your own voice on social media, and some of the things that you don't want to do and some of the things that you do want to do. So I hope this will be helpful. And those of you that are newer to social media, this is the foundation of, everything you do moving forward on social media. What I see a lot of people do is they might show up a lot. They might actually put content out there. They might put, posts, and they might be doing live videos, but they've got no real voice behind what they're doing. And they're the people that are going, I'm doing all the things, but I'm hearing crickets. It's because you haven't really found your voice yet. You haven't maybe really found your purpose yet. And you haven't really found out a way to stand out from the crowd. So you don't want your voice to be the same as my voice. You don't want your voice to be the same voice as everyone else in your company if you're in a company selling the same stuff as other people. Is this making sense to you? So we've really got to find a way to help you stand out from the crowd. And I would really encourage you to find the right words and the branding message that is unique to you, and you're not copying somebody else. You can be inspired by other people in social media. You can model yourself from other people on social media, but you should not copy. It's interesting from my perspective when I see people first come on social media and they start a business page, or they start doing things on social media and they start saying exactly the same thing that I do. Or I look at their business page and it's got exactly the same wording as mine. Like, you don't want to do that, because it doesn't help you stand out from the crowd. So I want to run through some sort of do's and don'ts in this area, so you can find your own voice. You can find your own foundation, on social media. And the really important thing to remember, in this industry, is that people join you. They don't join necessarily even for your products or your company or your comp plan. It's because they believe you're the person that can help them with something. So what are you helping people with? Like, it's your personality. There are things about you, like a lot of you are waiting. You're waiting for the right time. You're waiting until you learn more. You're waiting until you've got more money before you do things. You're waiting to talk to people until you've got more skills. You're waiting until you've got more belief in yourself before you send the messages out in Messenger. You're waiting for all your ducks to be in a row. Your ducks will never be in a row. It's like me when I decided to have children. It's like, I'm never going to be ready. Like, I was waiting until I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And then I came to the conclusion, I don't think I'm ever going to be ready. So let's just do it. That's really sort of how you have to treat social media. So just show up and, drop all the perfectionism and all that kind of stuff. But somewhere along the line, you have to find your own voice. And some of you may not have found that yet, and that's okay. But somewhere along the line you want to, because that's how you find your tribe. That's how you grow your following. That's how you grow your influence, and that's how you grow an audience. So if that's what you're here for, if you want to build a thriving team and a thriving business, you need to find people like you. You need to find people to help that are looking for what it is that you have. So you have to find the right message behind that. Am I making sense? Let me know. If we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin and I'm your online crew captain, which just means it's just a bit of fun. I'm just here to serve our amazing online crew community, which is home-based business owners, direct sellers, those in network marketing, MLM, etc., and that you want to build online. You really want to leverage social media, build an audience, build your influence and attract people to you. So that's what we talk about here. And one of the things I'm really strong on is obviously branding. If you need some help in this area, if you have not got this sorted out yet, stop wasting your time on social media and invest in learning more about this and getting your brand sorted and knowing what to do and what not to do. If you need some help in that area, there's a link above. I'm starting the next round of my branding course next week. It's the 23rd round of that course that I've run. So I'm very versed in helping people sort of develop their brand. Like, come and join me and work with me for a month to let me help you with this and your content and your page. Even if you've got an existing page, you could rebrand one, and grow it. And let's have a look at the content and everything else that you're doing. Oh, and just a couple of other things, by the way. Coaching community members, online crew coaching members, I just did an hour and a half training on Reels over in the coaching community and showed you all the things. I shared my phone, my screen, and I went through all the buttons and explained it all. This means this is what you do with this is how you transition this is if you've got no confidence in Reels, you just need to watch that training and you will know how to get started and how to do lots of different things on Reels. So coaching community members, make sure you go over to the coaching community Facebook group and check out that training. Those of you that weren't on there but that would like it, like seriously, that's a product that people would sell for $97 or $297. You can get into my coaching community for $1 and get that and every other practical training that I've done, like thousands of dollars of worth of practical training, and you can get in the door for $1. So check out that information above. But yeah, coaching community members, go and watch that replay. And video challenges, I'm so close to wrapping up all the details for that. So hang tight. I'm very close with the auditing with all of that side of stuff. But let's sort of get into this. Well, who's here? Let's just a few quick hellos. We've got Crystal, we've got Brett, we've got Brittany. Makes sense. Help. What do you need help with, Sheila? Good to see you on. We've got Cheryl here as well, one of our life members. We've got Laurie here, one of our VIPs. The Reels training was awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, that's my pleasure. I will watch the replay of that training. I know you haven't really got into Reels yet, Crystal, so you will love that training. It'll give you so much confidence to go and actually go and play. It's really quite fun, actually. Hi, Michelle. And anything that's sort of like fun and exciting and helps you increase your reach and audience and stuff like that. And the beautiful thing about Reels is it's untapped organic reach. Like, why wouldn't you? And it's fun and it's quick and it's micro content and you don't have to do anything different than you're already doing on social media. Just repurpose stuff that you've already done. And yeah, it's just so easy. It's so cool. So definitely go and catch that training. Okay, so let's have a think about, how do you find your own voice? Your own voice is something that, like, you really need to think. And I mentioned this the other day here, I think. What's your I help statement? So have a think about that for a minute. So I help, who do you help? And if you say everyone, I'm going to come through that screen and grab you, shake you. You don't help everyone. This is a real challenge for some people in my branding course because they're like, well, my products help everybody. Well, maybe they do, but when you think you help everybody, that's like throwing mud up against a wall and hoping some of it is going to stick. You can't help everybody. You don't want to brand yourself that way. You don't even want to use that language. You need to find some people, a group of people that you help. So think of, and any of you that have done any kind of marketing training, this is the marketing piece of network marketing. Everybody talks about networking and prospecting and building relationships and all that kind of stuff, which is very, very important, but no one really knows how to market themselves. And if you want to build in this modern day and age of network marketing, if you want to bring yourself up to, the century that we're currently in, then you want to be on social media and you want to be branding yourself because it is all about you. And you want to give yourself that credibility that, it's you that's the rock star. It's not the company because, you didn't create it. It's not yours. You don't get to make any decisions about it. The company does all of that for you. So your only point of difference is you. So, if I ask you, I've got, a few people to choose from with your products. So maybe there's some products in your company that I really like, and I've got 4 people standing in front of me that sell all the same stuff. You don't have any choice in the pricing or anything like that. Like, why would I choose you? What would entice me to go into business with you? What's the reason that I would buy a product off you? What's the reason that I would entertain the concept of going into business with you? What's your voice? What do you stand for? How do I know what you stand for? What's your message on social media? Do people even know what you do? So let's just quickly run through some do's and don'ts. So I'm going to cover the don'ts first. So the don'ts is you don't want to be vague about what you do. When you find your voice, you're standing for something. You're representing something. You're solving a problem of some sort. So what problems do you solve? What do you stand for? What do you want people to know that you do? So the don't is you don't want to be vague about that. And you don't want to try to help everybody because you can't. It's an impossible task. So we don't want to use words like I help people. People isn't a target market. Women could be a target market. Mums could be a target market. Working professionals could be a target market. What I'm meaning is a sector of the market in some way. Even of those of you that think you've got your branding sorted out, some of you need to revisit this and find your own voice. So you might have your target market and you might have a general message, but it's not your own voice. It's a voice that you've come up with from other suggestions that you've seen. You need to find your own voice. So dig deeper. Those of you that already know a little bit about branding, it's like, oh, I've heard Helen talk about this before. Some of you need to dig deeper and really find your own voice in what you stand for, not just general words. If, there's a million other people that could actually say the same thing that you do in your branding, then it's not unique to you. It's not your voice. Okay. So you don't want to be vague. You don't want to have a page that says live the life of your dreams, all that kind of stuff. Like nobody knows what that stands for. So we don't want those kind of messages on social media. In your branding messages, like your pages, and if you've got a business page, things like that, you don't want pictures of mountains and oceans and things like that just that just have that message, live the life of your dreams. Well, what does that mean? What can you help me with? Like, do I fit here? Can you help me? Like, am I somebody that you could help? Am I in your demographic, your target market, those kind of things? Okay. You do not, no matter what your upline tells you, you do not want to brand yourself for your company. I know that ruffles. I know that ruffles feathers. And I know there are lots of you, as I do, that love their company and stand by their company, but you are not your company. You're not, the products are just the byproduct of what you're doing. It's not what you stand for. What you stand for is what you help people with. What problems do you solve people? The products are just a product at the end of the day. They're in a bottle or a container or something, and they include, something that somebody drinks or takes or whatever. They're just a thing. The things are not attractive to people. It's what the things do. So it's not the actual thing. It's not the branding of the company. It's what you stand for in relation to what you help people with. You need to get past the, I'm a rep for, because you just look like a salesperson. You're just selling somebody else's stuff. You just look like a sales rep. So it's really, really important to brand you. Okay. And if you want to let people know, what kind of products that you have and, all the different things of the wonderful products that you might have if you're a product-based, in a product-based company, then, you could have a Facebook group, which is full of all that information. And then you've got people that request to join the group. So they're already raising their hand saying, yeah, I want to know more about the products that you have, and you put them in the group and you can go for it in the group. Okay. But not on a business page, not on your personal profile. Create a group for that. People request to join a group, or if you invite people to join a group, they have to actually accept your invitation. So they're raising their hand to some degree to say, yeah, I kind of want to know what it is that you're doing. And then you put them in the group. But other than that, it shouldn't be all over a business page or your personal profile, because It's not what people are interested in. They're interested in the dream, the goal, the better life, the better money, what money can do for their family, their better health, losing weight, looking better, beautiful skin, beautiful hair, like what it is, what you do. That's what people want to know about. They don't care about your company name or what the products look like or how they're represented. Okay? Am I making sense? Those of you that have been around me for a while, hopefully I'm just reinforcing what you already know. Just those of you that have been around me for a while, maybe dig a little bit deeper to find your own voice, not a voice that sounds similar to somebody else. Okay? All right, so there's sort of the don'ts. You don't want to brand your company. You don't want to have vague messages. You don't want to talk to everyone. You don't want to say, I help people, like I help individuals, or I help everyone. You don't. And if you market yourself that way, you're not going to find the tribe that you're looking for, that you can really, really help and make a difference in their lives. So what do you want to do? So you do want to have a strong branding message. As I said, if you need help with this, work with me over the next month and let me help you draw this out. It's amazing to me how people start and they think one thing, and then I challenge them, and then we get to the real core of what's important to them and what they're helping people with. And then we really get into the meat and potatoes of their brand. It's so exciting. Some of you just don't know how to bring it out in yourself, and you need a little bit of help with that. So again, the link is above if you want to check that out for next week. So you want to be really specific. Now, with the backlash that I get from that in the branding course is, well, if I say women, then I'm excluding men. No, you're not. It's just, it doesn't mean that if somebody says they only help women, that they're never going to help men. It's just what you specialize in. It's what you concentrate on more. It doesn't mean you're excluding anybody. So some of you need to have a brand. Oh, where did my screen go? I think I'm back. A broader mind to how marketing really works, and not feel like you need to talk to everybody, because I just said it before, when you talk to everybody, you're talking to nobody. When people belong in, and everybody knows what they're rallying around behind, everybody knows like the community spirit and what they're there for, and the purpose of, what you're doing, you feel that sense of belonging. Like, a lot of you would feel that in your companies. Like you feel like you belong to something, don't you? Like some of you, like part of a group, a fitness group or a netball team, or you play a sport, and you're a team, you've got something like you're like-minded and you're all doing sort of similar things. Like that's what you've got to develop with your brand. Like, and work out who are these type of people, and how do I sort of let people know who it is that I help the most. It doesn't mean you don't help everybody else if somebody wants your help. It's like my thing is I help pay home-based business owners. Does that mean that I don't ever have a conversation with anyone that has a traditional business about social media? No. I've helped people and had clients before that are not in this space. They're not even in a home-based business, but they want help with branding or building an audience or building an influence or social media content. And this is relatable. What I do is relatable to a lot of businesses outside our industry. So it doesn't mean I can't help other people just because I brand myself. It's just that home-based business owners, you guys that are doing what I'm doing, like I'm in the industry with you, like you're the people that I'm specifically trying to help. That makes sense? So you got to really dial that in and niche it down, and not be scared to or feel like you're shutting anybody out. So we want a really specific message. So identifying who it is that you want to talk to, and letting people know what problems you solve. So what is it that you actually help people with? Because here's the kicker, and I've said this many times here, but for those of you that are newer, there's two things that motivate people the most. And that is moving away from pain and fear, and they are different. People can actually put up with pain, but they don't like fear. So, is there anyone listening here to this video that you consider yourself to have a high pain threshold? You can actually live with pain. You might not like it, but you can actually live with pain, but you can't live with fear. So the things that motivate people the most are fear, staying away from fear, or the dream, the vision, what they're striving for. could, in some instances be material items. It could be the house, it could be the car, it could be the holiday, it could be the beach home. It could be, a nicer wardrobe, like whatever floats your boat with what you want. But people are motivated by fear and dreams. That's what you'll want your branding message to represent, what you're talking about on social media. So what are the fear things? Or what are people desiring? So, the whole sort of weight loss thing, it's not the product, it's not what it looks like, it's not the name of it, it's not what's in it. People don't care. That's just the thing that gets them to where they want to go, which is the losing weight. And then when people lose weight, what do they get from that? They get confidence. And when people are confident, they'll do more things, and you know what it's like when you've got a bit of confidence in your business and things are going well, it actually propels you to do more, doesn't it? Or you're not as afraid to do things. Like it's the end result of what somebody's really desiring or they want to get away from. Like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. If I don't do something now, I'm going to end up with major health problems for the rest of my life. Like, there could be a fear attached to it. So your branding message could be, helping somebody get out of the fear or moving them towards their dream. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense to you to, try to get away from the vagueness or the company stuff and really dive into what is your voice? What do you stand for? And if I looked at your social media, what would I see? And if I looked at, your personal profile or a group or a business page, wherever you're hanging out on social media, and looked at it, and would I know what you do and whether you could help me or not? Like, would I know that I fit with what you do? So think about that I help, statement again. So when you say, I help, who is it that you help? Like, I want to know whether, I'm in your target market. So how are you saying that in your branding message? And what is it that you're going to help me with? Oh, they do that. Yeah, I need help with that. I'm looking for some solutions to do that. Whereas, those of you that are doing the online thing, I teach this and that and whatever, but there's no specifics to it. It's like, oh, I don't really know if they can help me. And guess what confused people do, guys? Confused people do nothing. If you are confusing people with what you do, what you say, the content that you're putting out there on social media, they will do nothing. They won't know to reach out to you because they don't know what to reach out to you for. They don't really know what you do. The more laser focused, you really should sit with this. And the more laser focused you are about working out your branding message, but your unique branding message, not somebody else's branding message, not even my branding message, your branding message. And dial into, and don't think that whatever you come up with, you're stuck with. Brands evolve. I've got lots of things running through my head at the moment about maybe shifting my brand a little. Like, there's different areas as you grow that you can find you can help people with and help people get more results with. So brands can evolve and are developed. So don't be afraid of pigeonholing yourself into something. You can shift and move the goalposts along the way. Just let people fall in love with you along the way. Remember, something that I say all the time is V equals dollars. Value equals dollars. So the more valuable you become, particularly on social media, the more money you are going to make. So how are you becoming valuable? Think about that. How are you becoming valuable to people? How are you helping people? That's what's going to get you the money. That's what's going to get you the customers. That's what's going to get you the teammates, is because people see you as just being so helpful and so valuable on a particular topic, not all topics. Okay? So lots of thinking for some of you to do. And if you want my help with that, then join me next week for the branding course. The details are above. Okay. Yes, making sense. Sense of community. Took a while for me to really understand it, that I wasn't excluding anyone. I can't tolerate pain, says Crystal. It's the benefit of the benefit of the benefit. Exactly. Love listening to you, Helen. You really speak my language. I'm glad it's helpful, Debbie. Jade, oh, that's all extremely helpful. I still get a little mixed up in branding, only because I want to talk to everyone, but always felt I was going outside my brand. Thank you for the clarity. And this is you're not alone, Jade, and other people listening would say exactly the same thing as you just have. People grapple with, I don't want to pigeonhole because my stuff can help everybody. So when, particularly those of you in a health and wellness business, you might have products that can help a lot of people with sleep or pain or energy. And so you see that as, I can help everybody, but it won't help you build an audience or a tribe if you try to help everybody. So it's a bit of a mindset thing to get over and niche it down to grow. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes you need to take a step backwards to take like 10 steps forward. And this is what branding is. You need to take a step back and concentrate on a particular target market. And then you can branch out afterwards, after you've got the audience, after you've got the influence, after you've got the results and the success that you're looking for. Then you can branch out and do many other things, like a lot of famous people do. Suddenly they pop up and they're selling this or they're doing this, and they've branched out into all these other areas. It's because they've got the success in one area. And once you've got the success and the influence and the audience, you guys can do whatever you want. But you need to find your little niche area. I talked about this just recently with some health and wellness people that started with health and wellness, but now all they teach is business. So people but they're in a health and wellness company and they do both. Like they talk about health and they're talking about business. Like, I want to do what she does. And it's like they became famous first for the health stuff. They were a fitness instructor on television and actually just, was in a network marketing company with whatever, but it was all the health stuff, got an audience, got an influence. And it's like, oh, I can actually help people with their finances by getting them into my network marketing business. I've got influence now. I'll talk to them about that and get them into my business. Oh, and now we're talking about business. And now I'm going to become this business influencer. Somebody like Shailene Johnson. Like, if you know Shailene at all, she's huge on Instagram. And a huge influencer talking about business and helps a lot of people in network marketing. But she started in health. She was a health freak and a fitness instructor and all that. And that's how she got her audience. But then she moved into business. So some of the people you're following have all got a story. And now they can help lots of people, but they didn't start that way. Where's your start? Where's your target market and the problems that you see? Where's your little voice? Where's your little voice in the scheme of things, and who are you helping? And the more you can niche that down, the better off you will be now and then later once you've got your audience and your influence and all the rest of it. I really hope this is making sense to you guys. Okay. So there's a bit of a start around that conversation of how do you find your own voice. So really think about this. Sit with this. Don't force it. Just really think about, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? And what do I want to let people know that I stand for, and how I can help them, and put that in your on your social media. Okay, so I'll leave it there for now, and I'll continue the conversation a little bit more tomorrow to give you some more ideas. Okay, so for now, have an awesome rest of the day, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.